even saying that. All right, perfect. We're good?
We're good.
Let's do it. All right. So again, we're talking about mental health, but specifically, there was a topic or a question rather that I posted on Threads, and it actually took off. It really took off, and essentially the question was, okay, I'll say self-harm because again, on TikTok, it can probably be a bit sensitive, but essentially it was a matter of, okay, when someone is self-harming themselves or the S word, right, which is, I can spell it out, I guess, SUIC, when someone does that to themselves, is it selfish? Or we can even say self-harm in general, right? Like, is self-harm selfish? Is the fact of a person inflicting harm on themselves a selfish perspective? And that's kind of where I wanted to kind of jump off in terms of just the topic first. And just asking that question because of the fact that, I've heard a lot of people say multiple things about it. And on Threads, a lot of people have had a different perspective. But Kara, of course, I'll let you go and jump in with this. But I guess the first question being, okay, I guess like let's even like chime around it in the sense of why do you think someone, and I know Carrie, even you shared it yourself from personal experience, why would someone even get to such a extent of wanting to inflict harm on themselves when being depressed or going through depression or anxiety and things of that nature? Why do you think a person would result to that?
Okay. All right. So I can answer this from personal experience because I've been there. Yeah, it was 2020. There was a lot going on in my life at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just really, really depressed. And so I think for me, what had happened was I just got into a place where it was like, I was so desperate for just everything to end, for that, I had the same fight with my ex-husband. That was like the trigger, like there was a lot of things, but that was like the, I guess 13th reason, so to say. Like that was like it. Like it was like I was just like I can't handle this anymore. Like I'm like I don't want to be around anymore. I'm a burden to this person. It's like it just doesn't make sense for me to be here anymore. And I just can't handle all that I'm going through right now. And that's kind of like where it led me. And so for me, like I can understand where someone could say that it's selfish. I could understand where someone could say that because you are ending, like it's like you're like people would say you're taking the easy way out, right? Like that's what people could say. However, selfishness was not my intent. Like that wasn't like what got me there. Like it was actually thinking about like, well, if I'm not here anymore, I won't cause this person problems. I won't like if I'm not here anymore, then this won't happen. Like, it wasn't even about, it wasn't always just about myself. It was also about like, well, now this person won't have to take care of me. They won't have to feel like I'm, I don't know, just some burden, I guess. And so I think like I guess I can only speak for myself, but I guess like I think that could be where some people also like who are in that state of desperation. Like it really is a desperate state. It's a cry for help, honestly. And you don't always see the cry or hear it. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, lady?
Nothing. Eating some food.
Let's go. I know. So it looks like Marquita had the time mixed up. She thought it was I guess it's 6 your time, but it's 7 our time.
Yeah, and you remember, it used to be 8 o'clock your time, 7 o'clock my time. So that's why I was waiting for 7 o'clock.
Yeah, no, the when you signed up, it should have sent you an email for 7, but it should have said 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, y'all be confusing me. Y'all need to live in the same area with the same time zone. What the hell?
I'm
Stop
gonna
living everywhere.
I gotta remember to write the time zone on the thing.
Yeah, I'm about to say maybe when the Zoom calls get posted, put like
Yeah, I'll
Central
put the
Time, Eastern
I'll put
Time, whatever.
yeah, I'll put all the
Eastern
time zones.
time.
That's a great point, Marquita. I'll make sure I do that.
But it's all good.
Anyway,
It's all good.
congratulations on the position.
Thank you
No,
very
both
much. I appreciate it.
we already introduced her. Now we're trying to introduce you too.
Mhm.
Because you
You ain't
also are
introduced me in the
moderator.
group yet.
No, I told you. I've been super crazy busy, but I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you already because you're already a moderator. So I'm already said. My other moderator with Let's Just Talk Mental Health, Mark Quay.
You's a bug.
No, I love it. Welcome as well. Again, I hadn't even officially like put that on my social media in terms of my moderators and things of that nature. So this is like the first time me doing it on a call. And so I appreciate both of y'all, which I've already been doing. And so again, guys, 2 of my moderators here that I'm already, bringing into my brand here. Let's Just Talk Mental Health. We're talking about again, the sensitive topic. I can't say the S word on live because I don't know if they'll like kick me
You're
off,
gonna
but
get
essentially,
banned.
yeah, we're gonna get banned. But self-harm, you know what I'm saying, is someone who self-harms or inflicts harm on themselves when they're going through, depression, anxiety, is that selfish? That's the question that we're addressing here. Is it selfish for a person to take their own lives when they're, going through depression and anxiety? That's kind of the question we kind of exploring today. And so I just asked Kara this question, Marquita, and so I'm gonna ask you as well. And that is, what do you think? And Kara, again, she expressed a personal experience of it. She went through that. And Kara, I appreciate you for the transparency. I know you shared it before. But Marquita, for you, what would you say is a reason why a person gets to such a degree of saying, I'm gonna take my own life? Like, I'm done. What do you think makes a person even get to that point?
Being overwhelmed, not feeling like you have no support, nobody to talk to, nobody to lean on, just feeling empty, basically, like just have no one. Even though you can have a whole group of friends, a whole million family members, but if they're not picking up the red flags that you're giving that something's wrong or you feeling some type of way, or maybe the family or the friends is the ones that's causing you to feel that type of way, and you feel like you have nobody. So you think that the only way, you don't have anyone, I might as well not be here or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you think about it being selfish when you are thinking about doing that or even attempting to do it. But I think it becomes selfish when you have a kid or kids and they can't pick up the red flags on what's going on with you, even if your family and friends are not paying attention. Your kids can't really your kids catch on to the little things, like if you're having a bad day, they be like, what's wrong, mommy, what's wrong, daddy, or things like that. But it's not, they can't go deep into it. So I feel like if you feel like you ain't got no one, no family, no friends, think about your kid. No one will take care of your kid, or no one will love your kid more than you. That no one will show them more love than you would. No one will take care of your kid as much as you would have to take care of your kid. So I think that's when it becomes selfish. But other than that, no. You're not thinking about that when you just feeling at your lowest, like nothing's bringing you up. You tried this, it failed. You tried that, it failed.
That's good. That's really good. That's really good. Thank you for that perspective too. And it's bleeding into other questions that I do have, but I love both perspectives. Marquita, Kara, you also personally sharing that experience. And I was going to ask that. That's the second question. Have you ever gotten to that point to where you wanted to take your own life? Kara shared it. She shared a bit of how that experience was. Marquita, have you gotten to that point? Have you ever been?
I think we had this.
Yeah, we had it before, but I want to hear it again. And I know you have kids, so that's why I'm also like,
I got a kid.
You have a kid. I'm sorry, you have a kid.
One and done.
You never know. You never know.
Nah.
You never know.
You never know. Yes, A couple times. We're
Wow.
like back towards high school days, and
Yeah.
the way I grew up, my siblings and I, we grew up in foster care, group homes, shelters, homelessness, things like that. And we also grew up with the mother that was had an addiction and things like that. So our world was, mostly us living, trying
Yeah.
to stay living or whatever. So, high school got rough and things like that. So, yeah, I was a cutter in high school, and then
Mhm.
I took a bunch of pills one day, like a whole bottle of pills one day. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. So,
And that was before I had my kid.
so you were a cutter, and then you said that you got to the point to where you took a whole bottle of a pill. Was that so? You were that when you did that, you were planning on actually that's when you really wanted to
Yeah,
just
I was done.
wow. Okay. Let me ask you this: How did and Kara, I'll come back to you too because I want you to repeat this as well. But Marfrida, for you, what happened? What prevented it from happening? Because if a person takes a bunch of pills, like, did they have to rush you to the hospital? Did you, like, what? How did you? How are you still here today?
The cutting situation. One of my best friends in high school finally seen my arm one day. I think we were going to like volleyball practice, and I was changing clothes or whatever, and she seen it. So so we talked about it or whatever, and then with the pill situation, I went to the hospital, but I didn't tell them like what happened or anything. I just said I was sick or I wasn't feeling good. So I just did treatment and left and got sent home. So, and honestly, a lot of people still, like my family and stuff, does not know. Only my best friend from school.
Wow. So you didn't tell anybody. You still
No.
have.
Yep. No.
Wait, you tell them now. But no. If they listen to it.
The
But,
whole world know now, huh?
right. The whole. So then, Kara, for you, how did that? How are you still here today? Like, how did that come about to where you were able to, somehow, did you go through fully with it, or? And I'm just asking these questions for people who don't know.
Yeah. So I was in the act of like strangling myself. Like, I was using like my robe and I was like cutting off my airway, right? And while I'm in the midst of that, um, I'm a strong believer in God and Christ, and my faith has always like, kept me going through lots of things.
Yeah.
And while I was in the midst of that, that's when I like very clearly um heard God's voice, and he said to me, and he reminded me, he's of like he was like, what will this do to your family? Like, think about like your family, think about your husband who would find you, because he was in the other room. Like, I was in the bathroom, he was in the other room um at the time, because like I said, we had just had a fight again, and I was done.
Yeah.
And um and so like that was brought to my mind, and I believe honestly that God brought that thought to my mind first,
Yeah.
and like reminded me of like people that I knew, like my neighbor, her husband had committed suicide, and just how devastated she had been. One of my friends from high school, his dad had committed suicide, and just the impact that it had brought to them and their family. And just like I just like was thinking about all of that, and thinking like how they feel like they're gonna like be guilty, and I don't want to put that guilt on them. Like, like what could we have done? Like there's like those are the questions that I hear people ask after. Like,
Yeah.
what could I have done? Like, what could I have done differently? And like and they put that burden on themselves. Um and so like I'm like, I can't do that. And I was very much a people pleaser, very much like that. So I feel like God used that
Mm.
to like get
Get to
stop. And
mm.
and so like So it was like when I was thinking about my family, I was like, okay, I have to stop. And then it was like right after he said that as well, he also said, you have so much more to offer this world. You have a lot, you're worthy of life, and you have a lot to give and a lot to offer this world. So like you need to be here, basically. But it was like, you know, like I heard that, of course, and I remember it, but that wasn't what stopped me. Like what stopped me was was thinking about my family, was thinking about even my ex-husband, like my husband at the time, like who's my ex now, but even like, you know, even though like at that moment,
Yeah.
it that was like my 13th reason,
Yeah.
but it was like even just thinking about what he would have to deal with.
Yeah.
It was like I can't do this to them. I can't do this to them. And so truly I believe that God used my weaknesses to stop, you know, to stop me from it, so that, but then like I also believe that he had said the other thing so that when I was ready to believe it, like when I was ready, after I had gone through, like I had gone through counseling, I even went to I was an inpatient for a while. Like it was just a weekend, that was all I needed, but it was, you know, just really helpful, counseling and all of that. And when I got through that, you know, and just feeling like understanding my worth and understanding, you know, not being as depressed, you know, going through figuring out coping skills and all of that, because like that was when I was able to accept the other words of like, I'm worthy of life, I'm worthy to be here, I'm worthy, like, you know, and I have a lot to offer this world.
It's good. Wow. Did you ever tell your ex-husband, did you ever tell him that you tried to take your life?
I did, yeah. Like I mean, like I said, he was literally in the other room. Like I was in the bathroom, and he was in the other room, and I came out and like I was crying. I came out and I just told him what I had almost done.
Yeah.
And like he was concerned, but also he was like he was also just, he was like, you're just trying to like, because you're just trying to get out of this fight or this discussion that we're having, like you're just trying to manipulate me, or like you're trying to manipulate the situation and all this stuff. So like,
Ooh, yeah.
so it's just like, okay. But he also was like, I mean, he did also like, he did comfort me, but that was like what he said, that he did comfort me and was like, hey, we probably need to get you help. But he also didn't take me in at that time, because he also was like, I don't know, there was a lot going on with him too. Like he had a lot mentally happening as well. So
Mm, I love it. I love it. And I hope I'm not, again, y'all don't have to say anything you don't want to, because I know y'all know I'm deep. I get deep. So
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
Like,
do. I just have to be careful with some of the things that I say because we are recording.
I
But
get it. I get it. No, you're fine. And then, again, you don't have to say anything you don't want to.
mhm.
It's fine. Or hey, I'm gonna skip that trade. Like you're good. And same for you, Marquita. Um, okay, this question is a question that, and Marquita, we're gonna hop back to you. This question is a little more, um, I guess, coming from a, how can I explain it? An outer perspective of what would it have been like, or what would have been the perspective of those of your loved ones had you been successful. So essentially, for Marquita, and then we're gonna hop over to Kara. Do you think that if you had been successful, do you think that your loved ones, or the ones you left behind, do you think that they would have considered what you had done selfish? Do you think they would have been like, oh, she cared about herself, she didn't think about us, she didn't think about how we felt? Or do you feel like they would have beat themselves up? What do you think their perspectives would have been in terms of the selfish aspect of it? You're on mute. Yeah, we can't, don't, yeah, we gotta hear this.
Oh. I don't think they will think it's selfish or whatever. Before, I'm really open and like kind of upfront and blunt now, but before that, it took me a while to get to this point. It took um getting overwhelmed with everybody from like me always saying yes or always trying to be the pleaser. Now I'm gonna say what I gotta say. But I wasn't always like that, you know. So I feel like my family would have looked at it. They wouldn't looked at it as it's their fault or anything at all because it's my family. They would just think it's from everybody that was trying to use me. Everybody I kept saying yes to, not really having no support. Like I would say, I was always like the odd one out of my family, like of my siblings. My mom had 8 kids. My dad had 6. So that's a lot of siblings.
That's a lot of siblings, man.
Yeah. And I grew up with my mom's side, but I was literally always so I went out like I date women or whatever. I'm the only one out of all of my siblings that date women and things like that. And then all of my siblings were girly girls and they do hair. No, I was one of the guys. I'm jumping over the gates, jumping off the garages, climbing trees. That was me. So I think they feel like it was just everything else that I wasn't telling them, I guess you can say, or everybody else. They wouldn't think it was them. But and honestly, I would say it wasn't them. It was just life. Us moving constantly in and out of shelters, in and out of different family members' homes, in and out of trying to make sure we know where the next meal is coming from. It was just those type of things, you know.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people now ask us like, why a lot of us don't know how to drive, or why we just starting to learn how to drive. That's because we had other things to worry about. We wasn't worried about driving. We was worried about what we about to eat, or you know where we sleep and things like that. So
yeah,
I'll say if anything, it'll be more towards my mom was part of the reason, but not my siblings.
Okay. But they would have, but you're saying that your family would have not, they would not have saw it as selfish.
No.
They would not have saw it as selfish.
They probably would have asked why, but I feel like deep down they would have knew why, but they still would have asked like why she didn't come and talk to us. But it's like, if y'all don't know that y'all wasn't making it easy for people to talk to y'all. So it's like, that's why that person felt like they couldn't talk to y'all.
Wow. I appreciate that. No, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I know it's a deep question because you got to kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it like, man, if I had died, then like, now I got to think about what would have happened. So I don't mean to get like super like, you know,
yeah, then my son wouldn't have been here. So
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, you know, it's a lot of things to take into perspective. You know, but I think the question is really, I asked this question for people who will be listening to this because it's like, I think it helps to ask, you know, like some people don't want to go there, but it's like, all right, let's say you are successful, you know, for the person who has this up to their head or this up to their neck or this, okay, well, before you do this, just think.
You're just gonna leave your family asking why. Even if deep down they know why, you're just gonna leave your family just always asking why.
Yeah.
Why you couldn't come talk to them, why you didn't do this, why did you do it? But they will never know your reason why because you're not there to tell them.
Right.
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts. Kara, you want to jump in on this as well?
Yeah. I don't.
Did you want to repeat it?
Yeah, the question was, right, if I had been successful, if my family and friends would have thought it was selfish, right? Sure. Truthfully, like, no, my family would not have thought it was selfish. They would have been devastated. They would have like, you know, I mean, a lot of people, like, this is what I heard a lot was like, oh, you're so perfect, or oh, you've got your life together, or oh, you've got this like all going on, or you're always smiling, or you always have like a positive attitude and different things. And like that was like the face that I would put out there. And so a lot of times they would like honestly have been, they just would have been confused, truthfully, like what happened. I think my family didn't really like my ex that much, so they might have blamed him more than they me. which wouldn't have been fair, you know.
Mm,
Like I think he probably would have had conflicting feelings, you know. He might have thought it was selfish, but I think he also would have been sad. Like, I don't know. I can't speak for him, but and I have a tainted view because of things that have happened in the
yeah.
relationship. But
Mhm,
um so like so I won't you know, he was a caring person.
mhm,
So I think he would have been sad as well and just been like, what could have I done? You know,
mm,
or you know, that those are the questions that like I said before, like those are the questions that when people have somebody, they're like, what could we have done? It's not necessarily like that's the questions that I always hear when people say it. They're like, what could I have done to help them? Like, what could I have done? Like, how did I not see this? Like, it's
yeah.
more a reflection on yourself than
Mm,
it's on like thinking about them. That's like what I've observed and seen is like and then that's like when a cycle of like guilt and a cycle of and that's when like you know depression can start for them too is like you know you just have it can be like a cycle where it's like I don't know and you don't
mm,
have answers again it's like when you don't have answers that is a scary place to be.
yeah, yeah, facts. Wow. Um, I thank you both for being like so descriptive because like I mean I'm pretty sure the audience feels this way too, or whoever will listen to this. But for me, I feel like as you both were talking, I could feel the emotions. I could feel the past emotions like that space that you were in. I could feel it. And not probably not all the way, of course, but I could
Yeah.
y'all, you know, y'all were really pulling us in with what y'all are saying. It's like, you know, go ahead. Mhm.
Well, it is a heavy topic. It is a heavy thing, and it is still like it's still very heavy to talk about. Like,
Wow.
I mean, for me, it was in 2020 that it was July of 2020, so it's still fairly recent. It's like
Yeah,
4 years.
that's fairly recent. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so like you can remember it. You know,
Yeah.
you remember where you were. You remember, and your body like stores those feelings if especially if you don't get them like especially if you don't take the time to process them like your body will store traumas your body will store those emotions those very heavy emotions and so it's very important that you take time to process those things or have somebody to process with whether you process it you know in a journal talking out loud like you know like this is a great way to process it it's a great way to get it out to vent it even going to counseling you know
Mhm.
doing things that's very important you know or having a friend to talk to you know be careful with that because you know you don't want to like be super heavy but if you have like you know you have those people that you can talk to like processing your emotions is important.
Mhm. Mhm. And hey y'all, just shout out to these ladies here. Like whoever hears this, either on YouTube, here on TikTok, Kara and Marquita, two of the most amazing people to talk to. Like I'll say that hands down. Like if you want somebody to talk to, definitely these two that you could run to. Like, you know, and that's why I'm so honored to have y'all as moderators. Cause it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just about me, right? Like,
Mm.
you know, I could till over and die tomorrow. I would hope that y'all would continue this. Like to be honest, you know, but maybe underneath you all's banner. Again, I'm morbid. I'm sorry. I'm that type of dude that's like, I could die.
Ready for that, Trey?
I could die within the next 3 minutes. Like I'm very like my family will tell you that I'm always talking like that, and they're just like, but I'm just like, you know, like I don't know. I'm just very like in tune with like like my like with life like that in the sense of like life is so unexpected. Um, and so in that same sense, it's like, you know, I hope that however a person is venting or letting out those frustrations and emotions that could cause them to want to self-harm, end it all, you know, say, hey, I'm done. I would hope that there's a level in which a person is considering those that they're leaving behind, that they're considering those that they have with them now.
Right.
You know, people who love you, like a lot of times it's the level of no one loves me, or I don't feel loved, or there's no reason. And there's tons of reasons.
Yeah.
Even if that reason isn't here yet. Marquita said if she went through with it, her son wouldn't be here.
Exactly. You have to have, that's the thing though, is in that moment, you don't necessarily have that hope for the future. That's why I say, like, when you're in that moment, when you're in that place, you are so you're desperate and you're so deep in despair that there's literally no hope for tomorrow. There's literally no like, you don't see that, you know? So it's difficult to like even get there, in that place. But that's why, and that's also why I say it's a cry for help.
Yeah.
And so, like, but that's why support systems and communities are so important. Like, community things are so important. And that's why I'm super grateful for this kind of community where we can have these conversations, like these very real conversations, because mental health is so important. Like, people don't always recognize it. Like it's a part of your life. It's a part of everything.
Yeah.
Like it goes into everything. So being able to talk about it, being able to talk about emotions, being able to talk about, like, all emotions are there for a reason. So we need to be able to talk about them and have real talks, and not make people feel weak for displaying emotion, or man or woman. Like you can't make them feel weak for it, because that's when people close off and don't speak, and that's how you can get to a state of desperation.
Oh my goodness, man. like you took all my words out. Like that I was gonna say what I was gonna say. That like it's like that's a beautiful way. In closing, I'm looking at the time here, but in closing, that's a beautiful way to sum it up, a beautiful way to sum up why we do what we do here. But even if y'all wasn't in this, like, go somewhere else and do it. I don't care about, necessarily the brand or the money. It's I want this to grow, but it's like, man, wherever you do, wherever you get your release from, or your level of venting and therapy from, do it. Fitness, music, art, poetry. I would say first and foremost, the Lord. Like, those aspects, those things that help you stand in those moments. Marquita, let us hear from you. Like, what would you say? Because that was the next question. Carrie kind of topped it off, but like, that's the next question. Essentially, for a person that is, again, got the up to their head. I don't want to say it, but got some up to their head, or they got something next to their wrist, or they got something next to their neck, or they about to drive off of, what would you say to this person that's listening?
Seek help. Find at least that one person who, even if you feel like you're getting on their nerves, you might feel like that, but to them, they don't feel like that. Just find that one person that you feel comfortable with, or write it down, rip it up, write it down, throw it away, write it down, burn it up, whatever. Just get it out.
Yeah.
Go to the lakefront at night. Scream. You're the only one there. Maybe it's somebody else there trying to do the same thing. Scream together. But or find a goal, find a hobby. Because I found. I'll show you. Can you see?
Yeah, the plants.
Plants. I love
it. Go.
Look
Yo,
at
you and Carrie. Oh, y'all will connect well.
Yeah.
I'm not a plant mama. I'm keeping my orchid alive, thankfully. I've only got.
Find a goal, find a hobby, find something that like just calms you, that just like relaxes you. Maybe you want to just sit in your room and just listen to music. I sometimes just come and sit in my front room. I don't sit in my front room often, but sometimes I just sit here. But then I have a bunch of plants in my room too. So, but but it's something to find a way to let it out. They even have like online therapy. Like if you want to talk to a complete stranger where it's no judgment at all, sometimes strangers give the best advice.
Yo.
So I don't know, just find a way to let it out, because there used to be times where I used to hate people ask me, "Are you okay?" I used to hate that question so bad. I used to hate it so bad.
Yeah.
You gotta try to hold back the tears, but say, I'm good. Yeah. But just find some way to let it out. If you don't trust people, write it down.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, let me ask y'all this. On a scale from 1 to 10, and we gotta close this. Like, you already know. My kid, I gotta close it out. I gotta close it out.
I was about to
Yeah.
give you the
I know.
one.
Thank you. No, thank you. Marquita, I was letting her know, as moderators, y'all keep me, on track in terms of the time and things like that, because I'll go. But I got Giselle on the next call, so she got the fitness call and all this type of stuff. So y'all keep me accountable too as moderators. And as we get more people, y'all keep us all accountable. Be like, all right, your 3 minutes up now. It's like, keep.
Is that the fitness
Fitness.
public call?
Well, it's the private. The public one's gonna be next week.
Okay.
Yep. So sign up for that one too, because again, we want you on it. I want all y'all on all of them if y'all can be. And it's gonna be more moderators. It's gonna be more chances for moderate if y'all want to be moderators for the fitness, is like all that. Like I want to talk all that.
Fitness.
Yeah, we gonna talk. Yeah, I think she about to join. We talking about, because she told me she was gonna think about it, but hopefully she joins in too. I'm gonna add you too. I'm gonna add you in. Just again, remind me, because I'm moving around so much, and I gotta hop back over there. And that's probably why, again, giving y'all like admin stuff would help too, because then y'all be able to add other people in as well when I can't get over there. So that'll probably help too. Like it'll help me in terms of it. But yeah, essentially, on a scale from 1 to 10, where are you mentally, and then why?
I'm about an 8. I'm about an 8, only because I've been so tired from work. That's why I ain't at no 10, because I'm like drained from work basically.
Okay. Hey, good.
But yeah, everything's been good, looking good. I don't have any complaints right now.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. I think 8 is amazing. So then what would it take for you to get to a 10? If you think 10 is impossible. I don't think
sleep, having a vacation from work.
True.
I've been putting in so much overtime. I've been doing like 100 hours in like 2 weeks and things like that. So I've been tired. And then still taking my son out. I got off work, went fishing with him and all type of other stuff. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. No, I feel you. Make sure you take a break. Make sure you get some rest. At least sleep. At least.
Yeah, I'm off Monday, so I plan on sleeping the whole Monday away.
Okay. All right. All right. Because I'm gonna ask y'all this question every. I want us to always end off like that. And how's your mental health? So, Kiara, you too. Before I have to dip out, please let us know.
Yes. Okay. So I would say I'm at a 9, I think. I feel really good. I mean, this was crazy for me, but I'm happy it's over, like that, like all of that crazy busyness is over and everything like went well. Some of my anxiety for even like being a moderator has like died down.
Y'all killing it.
But it's also just like I just enjoy, like this is something that I really enjoy talking about and doing, and so it's been really good for me, and I'm also just in a better place physically as well, because I moved out of a toxic environment and I just have like just so much peace now. So like yes, I'm definitely at a 9 for sure.
And Trey?
Yes, Trey.
I appreciate that. No, thank y'all. Thank y'all for asking that. Yeah, because I don't really, I like getting y'all perspectives, but I'll definitely make sure I reflect on that as well. For me, I would definitely say a 10. I don't think I'm ever below a 10. I know Kara doesn't believe in 10s, but
and I don't believe you never had a day where you was never at a 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I think I've always been like, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna always go back to the Lord. Like, He grounds me. I ain't the perfect guy. I sin a lot. I got a lot of sins. I do a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, His grace and mercy, man, it's good on me.
But
And
like
and
a bad day at work, a bad morning, you locked your keys in the car, you got a flat tire on the way to work, nothing.
that
You
doesn't
met a
make me.
Karen.
You so silly, man. Yo, not even that. Not even that. You know, I probably just put it on social media if I see it, you know, and you know, I think that's how people say they handle Karens. But like, nah, I don't think I've had any levels of like, no, like there's nothing that makes me go below a 10 really. Because I think again at the end of the day, like again, reflecting on the Lord, it's just like, man, I know this I know this is temporal. And so it's just like, and then I think I'm always in my passion, right? Like I'm in my passion of what I'm doing. This, it's my passion. It's like I feel like when you're flowing in your passion, when you're flowing in your love for something, no one or nothing can really ever bring that down because you never really like you're not doing it for that person. You know what I'm saying? You're like doing it for the Lord, and then it's like I'm also just doing it because I love it. So no amount of money, no amount of like this and that. And then I feel like too I've been really low. I've had no money. I've had no this or that. And I've also been to the point where I've had some stuff. And I've been to the point. And then like last year I almost lost my life. Like all that type of stuff. I think all like life itself teaches you like, yeah, like just live for the aspect of love and enjoyment and kindness and doing that unto the Lord. And I think that's the biggest formula that keeps you there. Like hands down. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, yeah, He supplies all the needs, man. You know, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Like this right here, like this is a part of it, man. This y'all know how happy I am with this. Like, I'm like, man, y'all come on in here to be moderators. I don't need the money. Like, I just want y'all to talk. look, let's just talk.
Kira, I got an idea. So when we done with the call, I'm gonna message you.
Yeah.
Trey, you'll get involved later, but we gotta set it up.
Yeah.
It's gonna involve you later.
Hey.
You're gonna hate it, but you're gonna have to do it. You're not gonna have any choice.
Y'all go.
But I'm gonna message you, Kira. It just popped in my head, and I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Please. Y'all go.
Yeah, Trey's gonna hate it, but it's gonna be good. But bye. Get to the other call for G.
Yeah, I know. I know. I gotta
Tell
get
my girl I said hey, and I miss her so much, and she needs to message me at least.
I know. Not you tell her. Y'all tell her.
You
Go
tell,
ahead.
you tell G I say hey too.
I will. No, I will. I will. She love y'all both. She always is like, yeah, I love Karen, I love Marquita.
Yeah.
Like, she always doing that. And I mean, again, y'all know she about to get on my nerve. So that's why I got, you know, so I'm about to go over there and get that time with her. So Let's Just Talk Fitness is up next. I may go live with it as well. I'm just trying to figure out how to kind of like juggle all of this. But again, this was dope. Thank y'all so much. My two new moderators, Marquita, Kara, let's go. This is super dope.
You better introduce Marquita as a moderator soon.
That's why I ain't saying nothing about it.
No, that's what I'm. Thank you. No, hit me with that. Get on me with that, because I just got off the phone with Raven. I was talking with Raven because she's the moderator for the movies and TV shows. So like, I'm trying to like get set up all these different moderators and stuff. I haven't even introduced her yet. So I'm just like, I'm trying to like juggle everybody. I've only had like that burst of time initially, and I introduced you, Kara. And so, you know, I gotta get it all together. I'm about to talk to G. I gotta introduce her, and so it's just like a lot of different things. So again, I'm trying to see how I can kind of like organize it. I got a whole bunch of stuff. And then on top of that, posted content. And so it's a bunch of stuff, but I'm getting it together. So I'm gonna try to get it all done by tonight.
Okay. Well, now we're just gonna leave because you gotta. But
all right. Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Love
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Hey, bye.